And this is literally exactly why I will not shut up about Gen Xers and people older, Gen Jones, baby boomers, about getting into UGC. 4 brand deals in just a couple months. If you have never heard of UGC or seen my face before, because I literally have thousands of videos talking about this, UGC stands for User Generated Content. And in a nutshell, UGC creators get paid to create content, much like an influencer would, but you don't need to post it to your own account. You don't need thousands of followers. There are so many companies, both local companies and companies that you follow on social media that you've maybe never heard of yet. They all need content for social media. So what a lot of these companies do, and it's actually increasing month over month, quarter over quarter, UGC is a multi-billion-dollar industry. These companies hire UGC creators to create the content for them, and then instead of you posting it to your own socials, you're just going to send them that content, which is typically like short videos, sometimes pictures, but you're going to send them that content that they hired you for. They're going to take it and post it on their own social media accounts or run it as their own social media ads. So they're using your content that you create for them as their own marketing assets, their own creatives. So you do not need followers. I'll probably get like people commenting on this being like, okay, but I only have like 100 followers. Actually comment how many followers you have right now today, just so you can see. And like, I'll try to comment back and be like, okay, you can literally do this. I got started with UGC in 2022. And I'm going to talk about age in just a second, but well, first of all, save this video. Tell me how many followers you have currently right now, and then save this video because it's going to be helpful and you can reference this moving forward. But in 2022, when I heard about UGC, I was like, okay, this is great, because I did not know this is even a thing. I thought you had to be an influencer to work with brands. I had like friends that were influencers, and I'm like, that's great, but I literally have like no followers, like 100 maybe followers. So I got started with UGC because I didn't have any followers. And then literally within 10 days, I think it was about like a week and a half, like 10 days, I landed my first UGC deal with like 100 followers, and they paid me $750 for 5 videos that I didn't have to post, and they were super simple. I think I busted them out in like 2, maybe 3 hours, and I have not looked back since. Since then, 14 months after that, I quit my 6-figure corporate job that I did not like, and since then, like a year after that, for like the last 2 years or something, I've taught over 14,000 Gen Xers and baby boomers. And the reason why I teach Gen X and boomers is because I did a UGC deal with my mom, and I realized not that many people around my mom's age, and she's now 65, were doing this. And I knew brands were wanting to work with them because this brand that worked with my mom and I, they got way more excited about my mom. And now we've done several UGC deals together. She's doing her own UGC deals. It's just been incredible. And yeah, so anyways, okay, let me talk about age now that I got that out of the way. And then we can go from there. But if at any point you're like, holy crap, did not know this was a thing, if you go to my profile, if you save this video and go to my profile, I have a Stan Store link. That's where I put all my UGC resources. The course that I've taught over 14,000 people, you'll see it's the first one. It's $87. If you do not have $87, then skip it and just get the free checklist that like 85,000 people have downloaded to help them get started with UGC as soon as today. It'll just make more sense, like just having a PDF resource to reference instead of just going back to TikTok and watching this video. So anyways, yeah, so go do that. If you want it, it's yours, and it's completely free, obviously. Okay, so age. Like I mentioned, this brand that I pitched to personally, because I've landed most of my UGC deals through 2 ways. When I got started in 2022, now maybe you figure this out, but there's so many ways to connect with brands as a both influencer and a UGC creator. So there's like apps, there's platforms, there's Fiverr, there's Upwork, there's agencies, there's literally so many ways. In 2022, I knew nothing about any of those. There was maybe one platform that I was kind of using to connect with brands, but for the majority, I just was like, okay, if I need to get brand deals, I need to just like go to the source. So I would email and DM all these companies that I wanted to work with. I'd basically just like look around in my house. Okay, what were we buying for our cats, for our toddler? I would just like look at what I was using, the apps I had on my phone, and I would just find their email and I would pitch directly to them. I still do that. I also, at the beginning, this is how I landed my first UGC deal, was I kept seeing ads for this one app. It's called the Captions app. That's the first ever UGC deal I did. They're super big now, but they were just starting in 2022. And so I kept seeing their ads pop up while I was scrolling Instagram. And I'm like, oh, they're running ads. They probably have like a budget or whatever. Anyways, all that to say, I'm supposed to be talking about age right now, but I'm getting distracted. Okay, all that to say, I pitch directly. I still pitch directly, but also now, because I've been posting for almost 4 years continuously, brands find me. They know I'm a UGC creator, so I get a lot of inbounds, which means I get a lot of emails of brands finding me to hire me to work for them, right? To do UGC. So anyways, all that to say, so many ways, but I have just become completely obsessed with helping people that are 45 and over specifically, how to get into UGC, because I think that you guys that are 45 and older, Gen X, Gen Jones, baby boomers, you come with so much to the table. You bring so much to the table. You have this life experience, like you have things that you've been through in your life, which creates massive authority. Just in general, like in life. My mom is a nurse. She's been a nurse for 45 years. I think 45 years, yeah. Which is crazy, but she has worked with brands because of that authority as a healthcare professional, as an RN. So she's worked with brands where she states, like, actually I try, like whenever we do UGC deals together, if it makes sense, which it almost always makes sense, she almost always mentions two things. She's a nurse and a grandma. Those two things create authority, relatability, and massive trust, which is what all these companies want. So if you can think about your life and what you've been through, just also the current stage of life, like, are you a grandparent as well? Like my parents have 16 grandkids. Okay. So what season of life are you currently in? My dad recently just retired. Amazing. He's in this season of life that speaks to a specific target audience. So maybe a bunch of retired guys go golfing more. Maybe my dad could do a UGC deal, but no, he won't. He probably won't, but we're working on him. But I just I want you to think about, actually, I'm going to challenge you right now to think about, actually post it in the comments. I want to see it in the comments. I want to know about you. What do you think, whether it's your career, things that you've been through, even like a home renovation that you're currently doing, or maybe you have been a caregiver for an aging parent. Oh my gosh, that's a huge thing. The sandwich generation. What have you been through in life, experienced, or have really a lot of wisdom in, whether it's your career or something else, that you feel would give you an authority in this space? I want you to comment it, whatever it is, in the comments. Okay, so I just actually met up with a few of my so I have my course, right, and I just hosted our first in-person event in Seattle a few weeks ago. It was incredible. 100 of my students traveled to Seattle to attend this event, and it was so, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I can't even talk about it because I'm just still living off the high of it, but it was so great. But I also launched this new club called the Next Chapter Creator Club. So it's for any just students of mine who want to focus more on having more accountability and a little more help from me, and also in-person connections with fellow UGC creators. So anyways, I launched this club, and then I was in Nashville last week, and I got to meet up with 4 of my club members, and it's like a monthly membership, so they're all inside this club. And I was in Nashville for an event, and they came out, and we all just hung out for like 4 hours chatting. And one of the guys there, Pat, has been doing like real estate, and so he's gonna take his authority, his knowledge, his expertise in the real estate industry to then go work with all sorts of brands. And once you start like noticing these things about yourself, these qualities, these authority leverages, because really all is leverage, you're going to start pulling them out and then injecting them into your pitches, into the way you're connecting with brands, local businesses you connect with. It's just like literally an endless stream of opportunities. Anyways, I'm running out of time. Comment what authority you have, maybe how many followers you have right now, and get the free checklist. I hope this helps. Okay, have a great day.